In the heart of medieval Romania, as the morning sun rose, it revealed a nightmare. Thousands of bodies impaled on wooden stakes rotted in the mist, and standing among them, a prince with no mercy left in his soul. His name was Vlad Dracula. He wasn't born a monster. He was made by war. As a child, Vlad was taken hostage by the Ottoman Empire, raised in luxury but living in constant fear. He and his brother were pawns in a brutal game of politics. In captivity, Vlad learned the art of power, how cruelty commands obedience, and how fear keeps kingdoms alive. He watched as the Sultan enforced his rule with an iron fist, silently observing the grim lessons of tyranny. Every execution was a class in control, every drop of the sword a lesson in dominance. Years later, the boy escaped his captors and returned home, not to a kingdom, but to ashes. His father had been murdered, his brother buried alive. What rose from that ruin was a force that would terrify the world. The boy was gone, replaced by a thirst for vengeance. At 17, Vlad seized the throne of Wallachia. He ruled with justice for the loyal and unimaginable terror for the wicked. Every betrayal, every act of defiance was answered with the stake. He made it his signature, a gruesome symbol of his absolute authority. His message was clear. Loyalty would be rewarded, but treachery would be punished in the most horrifying way imaginable. So, when the mighty Ottoman Empire, the same empire that had held him captive, demanded his submission, Vlad refused. He sent his answer back to Sultan Mehmed II, not written in ink, but in blood. This was more than a political defiance, it was personal. In 1462, he struck under the cover of darkness, a phantom leading his men through the shadows of the enemy camp. They called it the night attack. It was a chaotic, brutal assault designed to create maximum terror and confusion. Even the Sultan, the most powerful man in the world, trembled at the name of Dracula. When Mehmed's massive army finally reached the capital, Târgoviște, they weren't met by soldiers. They found a sight from hell itself. 20,000 impaled Ottoman soldiers, a grotesque forest of corpses stretching across the horizon. The smell of death was so overwhelming it broke the courage of even the most hardened men. But power devours its master. Betrayed by his own nobles, who feared his cruelty as much as his enemies did, Vlad was captured and chained in a dungeon in Hungary. There, surrounded by rats and shadows, he was left to rot. For years, he dreamed only of vengeance. 12 years later, the Impaler returned, as if from the grave. He was freed to fight the Ottomans once more. But his land was gone, his allies were scattered, and only his terrifying legend remained. He was a ghost of his former self, fueled by nothing but a cold, burning hatred. In the final battle, betrayal struck again. Vlad Dracula fell in combat. His head was severed and sent to the Sultan in Constantinople as proof of his demise. But a strange mystery lingered. His grave, when later located, was never definitively confirmed. Some stories say it was empty. Centuries passed. The man's story became myth. His historical cruelty became a supernatural curse. And from those ashes of history, the literary legend of Count Dracula, the immortal vampire, was born, thanks to Bram Stoker's Gothic novel. But here's where the story takes its final, chilling turn. In 1931, archaeologists opened his supposed tomb at Snagov Monastery. Inside, they found no bones, no coffin, just the faint scent of decay, and an empty grave. The prince had vanished from history. Perhaps he never truly died. Perhaps he became something else, a shadow that lingers wherever fear is born. For in every story told in his name, in every shiver that runs down your spine in the dark, Vlad Dracula still lives. History does not remember heroes or monsters, only those who made the world bleed. Thanks for watching our journey into the dark heart of history. If you're fascinated by the legends that refuse to die, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the shadows. We'll see you next time.